everyone, welcome back to Painted. This video is pre-recorded because I'm not with you all right now. I'm recuperating from a less than fun surgery, but doesn't matter. That's not the interesting part of today. So pre-recorded means nobody got notifications, however, so I'm posting this and I will be sharing this around, and I will have hopefully remembered to send out a notification about the video to all our subscribers. So we're now following up with the last video. The last live I did, you saw me working on large wooden cutout shapes, creating all kinds of wonderful patterns and textures and that sort of thing on it. So what we're doing today is finishing up a few of those projects. Now I'm going to turn the camera down. We got a lot going on. So this could be a long video, it could be a short one. I don't know. So here we go, let's scroll down. Now, if you remember, this was our acorn shape that we had put brown metallic set coat, and then I tinted a custom color of Faux Effects Galaxy Stone, which is a glittery paint-like product that has translucency. It's designed for extra shimmer. I added a little color into it to get it to this nice brown color and mixed some glitter into it. Then I took foil adhesive with one of our stamping rollers, our Artsyville foil adhesive and our stamping rollers, and I applied foil adhesive in this beautiful diamond powder, pattern, and when the foil adhesive set up, I released glitter all over it, so I got this cool pattern. But the thing is, we have this cap to the acorn. Let me see if you can see it. Acorns have a cap right up here. So I wasn't going to leave it just like that because that looked a little dull to me. What we're going to do, let me set it out of the side, over to the side for a moment. We are going to take our Artsyville metallic plaster. For those of you, or metallic paste, for those of you not familiar with it, it is a beautiful, creamy, and yes, I keep plastic all the way down to the surface of the plaster just to keep it from drying out. It's this beautiful, creamy, metallic plaster that you can tint any color you'd like. So I'm going to scoop out some plaster, and its natural state, untinted, is sort of an off-white, slightly on the yellowish side, but it is a tint base, so you can put any kind of color in you'd like. Now what I'm going to tint it with is products that I carry, which are Primary Elements metallic pigments. Now metallic pigments are normally useless in plasters. However, this is a metallic plaster, so it has a metallic base to it, and it's translucent, so I can add metallic powder pigments to it, and all this does is add more metallic to an already metallic material. The colors that I'm using are Ginger Peach. I'm gonna mix some of that in. And this, you can see, it's a dry pigment, so you're gonna have to mix well. And this Ginger Peach creates sort of a yellowy color. Has a slight combination of ochre and sienna in it to get this kind of yellowy peachy color. All right, you can see I've got that mixed up into a pretty color, and that is pretty on its own. You can see that metallic shimmer. But I'm also gonna add a little metallic burnt umber just because I don't want it to be too yellow reading on the acorn. So I'm just putting a little in there, but I don't want to make this dark. That's the thing, I want it to be light because acorn caps are lighter than the body of an acorn. And I'm pretty happy with that color. It's just a little off. It's a little yellowy brown. And because burnt umber is kind of cool in here, it adds a hint of gray to this that makes it a little more of a sophisticated color instead of just the bright color out there. You can see, look at that kind of beautiful color there. It's a little mustardy, but it's got a hint of gray in it because that burnt umber kind of cooled off a very warm color. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to bring this out, the acorn over. Now, I know that it's not always easy to see what I'm doing, so I'm trying to get this so you see the whole thing in the camera range. There you go. It's not always easy. Cameras only go so far. I don't have this up too high because I can't reach it. And then what we're gonna do, I taped off what I consider a nice curved line for the cap. And I don't worry about this because it's really not gonna get seen. So I always like to set, if I'm using these powdered pigments to tint any product, I like to let it sit for a minute or two so that the pigment has a chance to bloom. What do I mean by bloom? I mean that the moisture has a chance to soak into the pigments so it distributes the color. Because, you know, powdered pigments can leave lumps if you don't mix them completely. So we're not going to worry that we haven't gotten this mixed because I have been watching to make sure. Keep going back and stirring. I'm looking for any solid chunks. But these pigments that I use, the Primary Elements metallic pigments, there we go. They dissolve really easily in water-based products, and that's what they're made for. Do not try them in oil-based products. That's not what they're made for. And I've got this cute little trowel. I carry these. Because they're really nice to work in small spaces, and I have kind of need to get a little more control over this than I would with a bigger trowel, so this helps. And I'm just going to trowel this product on generously, probably 1/8 of an inch thick, so I have nice coverage, and I've burnished my tape down pretty well, although this is a tough surface, so that's why I'm troweling away from the tape. I don't want to take the chance that I accidentally push product under and have a lot of bleed. Because I'm working on this slightly coarse surface, the tape is a little harder to get to lay down. Alrighty, let's get the rest of this done. And you know, this might be the last step. Who knows? When I pull the tape and let it dry, I might decide I want to even do more. And I'm not worrying about getting my plaster applied perfectly. If you look, you can see some trowel marks here. That happens when you're working with a smaller trowel. That's not a problem for this. You won't see that coming soon. In a minute. Now I don't want it so thick that I have trouble with it sagging, you know, getting too liquid and then spreading out later. And you'll see why. And you see there was a little chunk of burnt umber that streaked right in here that didn't get dissolved. So I'm just gonna make sure I trowel and trowel a little more. And as you can tell, I have nice work time with this product. It's really easy to work with. All right, let me lift this up because I want to get that blob of plaster out of there. Pull it off the edges. And so we have this great texture down here, but I need to create something that's going to work with the texture that you normally see on an acorn cap, which is layers like this. This is a mermaid roller. It's so cute. But this is going to create, now let's hope I've got this right, because God only knows, I could have it upside down. Yep, I have it upside down. That's not what I wanted to do. So let me trowel back over it. And that's the nice thing about these rollers. If you don't like the pattern, you just trowel over. You just change it. Smooth it out. Rewind. Okay, so now I'm going to try it this way and see if I get it. There we go. You can see it creates that cute texture right there. And that looks sort of like the layers on an acorn cap. So I'm going to leave it like that. I don't need it to be perfect, but look how cute that came out. And it is a little uneven in spots, and that's fine. and it's got a little high texture, but I'm gonna wait until this dries before I sand it a little bit. So I'm gonna set this over to the side, and I think I'll walk away and do that. Sorry, the clunk was me throwing things into the sink. All right, so now I'm gonna clean off this edge right here so we can move on to our next project. Ugh, lots of goo everywhere when I work. And let's turn the paper over. I use parchment paper on my table so I don't have to constantly clean and change the table covering. Makes life a little easier. And let me put the lid back on our plasters over here. And as you can see in the frame, you're seeing our maple leaf that we worked on the other day. And as I said to you, I was probably going to add some foil adhesive so I could put some cool edging on this with glitter, and that's exactly what I've done. So now I have these two glitters. I carry them both. This is twig and this is ash. And I'm gonna probably start with the twig. And this is not a very scientific or complicated way of doing things. I'm just sprinkling. Why? Because I can rub it with my fingers and move it into where the foil adhesive is and cover the whole surface. So look at this. Oh yeah. It's taken those edges up. Because if you look at fall leaves, you know, they're not all just one color. They're not all just red. They're not all just yellow. There's details and there's fades and decay at the edges sometimes, or sometimes the colors of the leaves are more intense at the edges. So you need to make sure that you get all the detailing done, which is really cute here. Oh, I'm really liking this. I knew this needed a little more detail than what I was giving it. And all right, there we go. And all of this is going to go into the studio's window for the fall season because it's going to look so great in there. Again, we carry these leaf cutouts. You go to paintedstudio.com, you're going to see all kinds of cutout shapes. We have a couple of different leaves, we have the pumpkins, we have the acorn, we have skulls, lots of fun stuff. So don't miss out on finding what you really like. And then it's a little bit down here at the end of the stem. So I'm just going to take this, which looks really messy on camera right now, knock it down, and look how cool that looks. It's a little hard to see because it's so big, but I love the details here. So again, we use the Cosmo Brown foil and a stamping roller with foil adhesive. The base of this was Set Coat Black with Galaxy Stone Navy rolled over it. So then we got that nice texture. I rolled with the Serenity roller. I stamped the pattern on here with foil adhesive. We released the Cosmo Brown over it. And then I highlighted the edge again with foil adhesive, again our Artsyville foil adhesive, and then sprinkled twig glitter. Sorry, no, ash glitter all over the edges to complete the design. So I'm going to set that to the side as well. All right. Now let me clean my glitter up. That's another reason I use paper, because when I use glitter, especially if it's just one color, I can fold the paper up like that and then pour the glitter into the jar. So I'm not wasting. Although, you know, at this point, there's so much glitter on the floor here, I could probably roll myself in it and I'd look like our next project. Okay, so hang on just a second. Let me go grab one of my next projects. right, so these are fun. These little skeletons are darling. I picked them up at Michael's. They are $9.95 with 40% off, or $9.99. Basically, they're $10 with 40% off, so they come out at $6. And what I've done is I've painted these with Set Coat, Faux Set Coat Black, product that we carry. Then, after it was dry, I applied Artsyville foil adhesive to the whole thing, so it's sticky now. Why? You know, see, it's sticky. This is because I've got all kinds of ideas of what I want to do, so we're going to do a whole bunch of different things. I think this guy we're going to work with first, and we're going to use this gorgeous Odell foil, which is going to read beautifully over the black. So I got to peel this off, get my little piece of paper, and because I'm a ding-dong, I left my scrub brushes in the back. Hang on just a sec. So here's this. You can see the Odell foil looks like this on the front, and it looks very similar except brighter on the back. So when it comes to this foil, it's the bright side down, not the ugly side, because both sides are pretty. So we're going to do this. And we're going to take this Odell foil and just lay it on here. The first thing I'm going to do is press it on. I'm going to press it over the whole thing. Granted, I haven't reached the feet of this yet, but this will be cool. So I'm going to scrub it with my little scrub brush because A, it's got a nice stiff bristle, and B, it's got it's a little smaller, so I can reach it into details a little better. Now, I'm not expecting 100% release when I pull this back because it's a slightly coarse surface and it's a little awkward to paint, so we're going to have probably have some empty spots. Then again, I could be surprised and it has perfect release. All right, so here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It's releasing nicely. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Look at my cool skeleton here. Oh my God, that's awesome. I just have to make sure now to get the feet. And look at this, the release of this. Let's see if you can get this open so you can see it. The release of the skeleton is nearly perfect on the back. That's so cool. All right, so let me do the feet. And I kind of foiled the adhesive on all the edges of all of these, so I kind of have to rub some foil to make sure all the edges get covered, because I don't like the way it looks when you don't get the edges. It looks a little, well, lazy, sloppy. Okay, there's a little foil spot right there that needs some release. And we're just going to get along all of these edges. Oh, I like how this is coming out. It's very cool, very spooky looking, very, very Halloween-y. Oh, I'm loving it. I mean, this on its own, as it is the coolest darn thing. And I can see in the camera, it's reflecting all these weird colors. So let me bring the head up closer. Look how cool that is. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm loving this. So I'm gonna just rub along the edges here. Make sure I get every inch of this done. Because this is a small piece, a little foil is going to go a very long way. Okay. Oh, I really like how this is coming out. This is just coolest thing ever. And as you can tell, all these pieces move. So sometimes things get stuck to themselves like this because we got edges to deal with. Oh, I did the wrong side, didn't I? No, I got the right side. There we go. I did the wrong side? We'll find out. I didn't think so. This is the right side. All of a sudden I got confused. See if I can get every edge that I might have some adhesive on, because then it gets, otherwise it gets really hard to deal with it later. And it'll just be sticky everywhere. I don't know about anybody else, but I was, you know, when I have stuff on in the background here, especially if it's music, I sing. And I think I scare the neighbors sometimes. I used to actually sing pretty well. I was in church choir for many years and had a reasonable voice, but at that point it was also being trained all the time. Not so much now. I think now I'm a full-fledged middle-aged shower singer. I think, let's face it, I'll never make it on America's Got Talent. How about that? We'll leave it at that. Not for my singing anyway. And somehow they don't put people on that. Painting. Oh, I got my thumb in some of it was a little gooey in one spot. Because I just put all this stuff on here today, so occasionally I get a really super sticky spot because it might not have set up as much as it needed to, because I was trying to get it done and ready to film with you guys today. Alrighty, I really like this. Look how cool this guy is. I mean, look at that iridescence. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm going to set that one to the side. Flop him over a chair because he's floppable. And I'm going to go get the next one. Okay. Here we go. Okay, we got another one again. Big investment of $6 at Michael's Crafts. And this one we're going to make them really disco. We're going to use this, the holographic tinsel foil, which I really like. It's going to be fun. Oh, come on. Now the tape doesn't want to come off, of course. my famous last words, the tape won't come off. I think when I leave this world, those will probably be my last words. The tape won't come off. Okay, so we're going to take another piece of this foil, and I have my scissors over here. Sorry, I got to cut off camera because otherwise the foil sticks to things that it's not supposed to. Alrighty, so I've cut a piece of foil, and once again, am I laying it on the wrong side? Yes, I am. I knew it. It wasn't the sticky side. So. All right, everything's going crazy. I gotta move all of this so I can lay the foil over it like I did last time. Of course, that would be too easily if it went as easily as it did the first time. Okay, so we've got it down, we've got it sticking. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be like the glitteriest skeleton ever. This is so fun. Okay, I'm going to try sort of pinching this around the edges here this time, so I don't have to spend all that time going over all these edges one by one. See if I can get this to work a little better this way. See if I get some relief doing this. I think this might work. Alrighty, let's pull her back. I know the release is going to be good. Let's get this upper corner here. I think I missed that spot with the scrubber. Woohoo! Look at our disco glitter skeleton. Okay, I still got some little spots that I gotta obviously put some foil on. You can see how it broke off in different spaces, although it is kind of cool. Let me decide what I'm gonna do. I may not. Okay. I'm not gonna go for perfect because I think this guy I'm gonna sprinkle with black glitter. So any of the spots that I miss here will still get shiny stuff on it, but it will probably be black. I think the black and the glitter is just such a cool combination. Let me see if I can get this head area completely foiled. Yeah, a little bit. All right, look how cool this guy is. And again, you can see the release of the skeleton on the back, which I think is so fun. And then we have our disco skeleton. Look at that guy. And all these little black spaces here, they're still sticky, see? So if I sprinkle glitter on them, that's where it's gonna stick. And we have the last one. Now this one was the true bargain, and you can see there's a little glitter on here already. This guy was $3.99 and 40% off. Look how cute this is. It's a Day of the Dead couple, and with a little banner that you can put, you know, till death do us part, or boo, or whatever you want. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna foil the whole thing like this, because not everything at Halloween has to be orange, purple, black, silver, white, you know, the neutral colors of fall with orange and purple thrown in. I think we need to have a little spooky pink. So here, first we're gonna stick this on here. Got that rubbed in here. Again, taking my brush, finding the entire surface, because this has got a little bunch of cutouts and stuff that we're gonna have to deal with. Oh, this is gonna be so stinking cute. I love this Flower Power foil. Oh yeah. And see, when it's on here, it doesn't look so much flowers. It looks kind of glittery holographic, which I really love, love, love. So now I'm going to turn this upside down so I can get to this end. And we're going to glitter this, foil this area. You know, if I wanted to, I could go into details and change my foils around. So I could have had this one color, this one color, this one color, and then this surround a completely different color. That's just not what I felt like doing. Oh, I kind of like the way it didn't grab right there. I think I'm going to leave that as it is. A little there. And then I'm going to turn this way so I can get up to this spot here. And again, I'm probably going to have a little fade spot right up in the top, right up in here. I like that, so I'm not making it go away. It needs a little more right in here. So I love this. It's flawed, it's imperfect. Of course, perfection is overrated by a long shot. I like imperfection because it tells me something's been handmade. Okay, I got a little spot where I happen to miss. Right here, I can go back and touch that up with more adhesive. So there's our projects for the day. Okay, next part of the video will be showing the finishing off of all the little hanger things and what the acorn looks like completed. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a good day. And we're back. So today, which is a day later than the connected video you just viewed, we're back finishing up Halloween decor. And we're gonna do some fun things. Yesterday we worked on the cutouts like this. Super, super cute little things that I got at Michael's. And we foiled them. This one happens to have this banner here, so I'm gonna write something on there. And what I'm going to use is my Deco, what the heck is this? Deco foil liquid adhesive in this little scribble bottle so that I can easily come up with letters because it's got this nice little writer tip. And this is safe for fabrics and it's machine washable, but we can also use it on hard surfaces to do what I'm about to do, which is write and then create patterns with it onto the surface of this little guy. And then we'll do some other fun things and we'll come back to it. All right, let me put the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Let me angle here a little better. Let's see, can you see me? I can pull it this way a little bit. All right, well, this is good here. So I don't know what I'm gonna write here. I could write Happy Halloween. I could write Till Death Do Us Part, which I kind of like. Let's do here. Get my writer working. Yep, see, that's why I always kind of test off of the surface, because sometimes the stuff in here gets a little dried out and I have to work it out, and I don't want to create a splat onto this whatever surface I'm working on. So I think maybe I need a little pen to open this up. Hang on just a second. All right, I have this kind of spiky thing that we use to pick out adhesive stencils, and I often use it to unclog things. Well, that didn't want to work that way. So I unscrew the cap, and I'm sure you all have experienced this with containers before. It's nothing new. I'm pushing out from the inside and getting that clog out of the tip. And of course I've coated my little spiky thing with adhesive, but that should have cleared the clog. Come on, almost. It's not quite cleared. Let's see. There we go, just a little more. There we go. That should completely clear it. This always happens, you know, you get all organized and ready to go and then something's clogged. Okay, and if you hear noise in the background, my son Torin is here with me today, working on our new fall windows as I finish creating stuff. All right, T-I-L apostrophe D-E-A-T-H do us part. Okay, so it says till death do us part. And then the other thing I was going to do is turn it around like this and create some little designs up here. Why? Because it's a little flat looking to me. You know, I've got it all one tone with all this pink. And so I thought it would be much more fun to have some pattern in here. Maybe I'll outline some of the details on the bride. And maybe we'll just do a little doot doot, like that where the teeth are. It's gonna be a little easy to get over, you know, carried away with this, so I just have to be careful to make sure that I get only the parts with adhesive that I really want to have adhesive. Especially for those of us, you know, used to just rolling on an adhesive and getting it stuck. So I'm gonna work on that. Let's do this one. I'm not gonna make you sit through a ton of detailing here. And this little skip spot here where the foil adhesive I didn't apply it right, you know, completely. I put a little on there, so when that's dry, I'm gonna put a little more pink on there. And let's outline the hat. I'm not really looking for perfection, I'm looking for fun. I have no idea what color I'm actually going to use on these details. Don't have that figured out yet. Okay, till death do us part. And I feel like I stuck my arm in something on here, so let me check to make sure none of my letters smeared. Okay, got something sticking on my arm. I just don't know where I got it from. Okay, so I'm going to stop videoing this for now so I can finish this up. We'll come back to it when I'm completed. Okay, so our next project, you saw the little skeleton yesterday that we did, and we put this awesome disco-y kind of glitter on here. So what I'm going to do now is enhance it. How do I enhance it? Well, I could sprinkle glitter on that, which will be appropriate, and I probably will in a little while. But we're also going to use our Artsyville glass bead gel. It looks like this, but it dries crystal clear, and then you can use it to enhance things. Now I'm going to take my bead gel, I'm going to put some of it in here because I'm going to show you how to use it in a fun way. Okay, so that's, I'd say that's enough in there for what I'm going to do. Probably more. And I'm going to mix a little silver glitter in it because this guy's silvery. And this is the silver glitter that I carry. So do not hesitate to look online at paintedstudio.com to order the bead gel and the glitter. And I'm mixing it together. Now, what it does, when you're seeing it right now, it looks like it's just turning this bead gel gray, but when it dries, it'll dry crystal clear, so you'll have glass beads and glitter shimmering through. And I might even put more glitter in there because I want this to be super, super glittery. Oh yeah, I like how this is gonna look. Now, when it's like this, you gotta have to figure out how to apply it to the surface in little tiny amounts. Well, let me show you my favorite trick. Cake decorating bags. You can buy them at the grocery store, you can buy them at Michael's Crafts, you can buy them just about anywhere. And so you fold the bag down and push the opening there, and then you scoop the product in. You could use a cake decorating tip I don't particularly love doing that just because I find that the tips kind of get gummed up with product and then you stop getting a nice clean feed out of them. I just use the bag itself. And I know you can also use Ziploc baggies like this, but I'll tell you, I like the cake decorating bags, A, because they're stronger, and B, because they're the right shape. They're already in a cone shape, which makes it really easy to use as a write-on surface, a writable tool. All right, let me pull this up. Shove some of this down in. Let me keep going here. All right, and so you pull it up and then you kind of squish it down to the bottom, and you see you've got a little gap, which is standard. So the first thing you do is I'm going to cut a little hole because I don't want it going in big wide stripes, and I'm just going to keep pushing it down until it's coming out the end, and I can see, you can see now I've got this little feed of product coming out, which is perfect. So you twist the bag, and this is the hard part for a lot of people, is you twist the bag and then you got to learn to write and squeeze at the same time. So, but it's, for me, it's a little like using any other scribble writer. And I'm trying to see what I'm doing, which is hard because my light here is not perfect for this. If I was smart, I would have brought my desk lamp over so I could see better. And I'm not trying for perfect because this is going to dry a little lumpy anyway because of the glass beads. You got to try to be as consistent with your pressure as possible. And it's always a rough start for me. I never have like a smooth, perfect line when I first get going. By the time I'm done, it will be, you know, perfectly managed. But, you know, I got to start on the smallest details first, the face, and have the roughest lines. But fortunately, because this is a skeleton, this will work. And again, you're seeing this as white, almost like frosting. That is not how this is going to dry. Getting around the mouth. There we go. So I'm going to outline the whole rest of this the same way, and we'll keep going. Okay, so now we are on our last of these little guys, and we're trying something different with this one too. Each one of these has been finished a little differently. So I went to New York to Kremer Pigments, one of my favorite places on earth, and picked up iridescent powders. I have it in turquoise, lilac, and green. They call them magic, but when you buff them on, and I tested these before I showed them to you, I take a little makeup brush like this. It's great for these. So I'm going to take a little bit of, let's see, the lilac powder. So we have exposed areas because of the adhesives and the foils not creating 100% perfect coverage. So, and I have these spots at the end. So what I'm going to do is take this powder, which looks white, but when I buff it on, and let's see if I can zoom this in so you can see. No, it doesn't want to work that way. I'm buffing it on in the corner and it goes bright purple. You can see? Right there, that had been black right here, and now it is bright purple. And I'll take another one, another little brush, because I got a lot of them. I have a good friend who's kind enough to take me to the beauty shows. So we'll take a little green, and so I buy makeup brushes very inexpensively. And what I'm doing by putting mica powders over adhesive, this is called flash gilding as opposed to real gilding with gold leaf or other leaf. Okay, so this is magic green. Now I'm gonna put this up close to the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So you see right there, it's black. I'm gonna take a little of this magic green and put it on there, and all of a sudden that powder that looks white is really bright green. Look how cool that is. So I'm going to do that in different spots all over this. Take a little, I'm going to use all three of the colors I have here. I have turquoise as well. So let's see, I'm going to try to keep my brushes separated too so I don't make a mess of my stuff. Okay, this one is green. I'll put a little green right there. And then I've got the purple brush, and I need one more for the turquoise. So let me go into my bag of brushes here. And here's the turquoise. And really, I just need a little tiny bit of this. So I'm gonna go over here, and that turquoise just goes boom, bright blue. You see how it's now all blue and green down there on the chin. It's awesome. I'm just taking a little and going around a couple different spots so I make sure I've got all my surfaces covered. And let's take a little purple here. I really love it, and the colors really work with the color of the Odell foil, so that makes me super, super happy. Let's see, I really do like the purple, and I really do like the turquoise. Not as big a fan of green as a general rule. And I can go along the edges here too, just so you can see. I guess I probably have a little foil adhesive on the edges. So I just pop in some color right along there, and that's the turquoise. Super cute thing to do. Let's get in here, get some colors, make sure everything's finished on the edges. We don't have any black gaps where there could be foil adhesive exposed and no foil on it. I think I'm just going to leave this one a little more simple than the others because this foil is so dramatic. All right, there's that. Let's take a little of the green. Green is a little sparklier than the purple, than the lilac. It's just how they made it. I have no idea why. Okay. So it works really nicely with this. Let's get the turquoise out again. How do I choose where each color goes? I don't. I just go, oh, look, I got an empty space there. Let me put some color on it. And then I determine what colors I've been using the most. So, you know, if I use a lot of turquoise at one point, I'll switch to green or blue. I mean, I'll switch from green to purple, whatever. You all know what I mean. Okay. So I have my son working here with me today as he works on the new windows for the season because I can't lift anything. God love having a big, robust 23-year-old young man to lift all heavy things. Makes my days easier, and he's a good person, so he's really nice about it. He doesn't give me a hard time. Okay. So I'm taking this, with the purple, I'm going to kind of hit the edges, this wonderful lilac color, just because I want to kind of finish off those edges. And I really like the purple. I don't want to go, you know, too far into any other color for Halloween. I don't do a whole lot that's purple, even though I love the color. It's not a color most people choose for projects, so when I get a chance to use some purple, I do. And this is how this guy is going to look. And we're just going to keep it clean and simple on that guy. Okay, we are down to the last details of our wonderful piece here. I am going to use a little pewter foil. I don't know how this is going to look. This is an experiment. I like to try everything so that if I make a mistake, you don't have to. All right, let me put the tape back up on here so the foil doesn't unroll. And first thing we're going to do is go right here on the lettering. And I got to rub all of this slowly to make sure it gets to all the letters, because I hand wrote this and it's got an uneven surface, and if I scrub, I find sometimes if I scrub with a regular brush, it's a little too aggressive on the surface and it can actually kind of pull the foil adhesive away. I prefer using my fingers and getting really in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, right there. Till death do us part. Although a little bit it says till death doll part. That's my handwriting, folks, not anybody else's fault. It's my handwriting. All right, I'm going to take a little piece of black and work with that on the other details. I may actually rub over the lettering to see if I can get a little shadowing effect here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, not really. Didn't do much of anything. You can see not much came off. So we're going to do the details here now. And you have kind of a time limit with this foil adhesive. You can't walk away and leave it overnight and expect it to release well. It just doesn't work. It works better if you just do it within about an hour of putting it down. Now see, we got that nice outline on the hat and the details here, and it's, you can see it came off well on, there you go, you can see the details on there. Alrighty, let's get in here, get some more details out. Yeah, see how it's popping up all those little lines that I drew in so nicely. Yeah, that's really looking cute. Gives a little depth to this. Let's see, I gotta get in here. And this is just super simple. You know, I can go crazy if I want to. I can keep it clean and simple if I want to. I like, you know, it's a holiday, so why should I hold back? When I don't feel like it, I can just enjoy this. And I think I'm probably gonna finish this off with a little bit of black glitter. Okay, here we go. Getting all those little details popping. And you can see, again, all of this is showing up on the back so I can see how my release is working. And this adhesive and these foils are really friendly to each other, so they release really, really well. Let's see, get a little bit there. Hands get tired from the pressing and the rubbing. That was very sweet of people who make nice notes to me about how they enjoy what I'm doing, and have some fun with my projects. And I try not to, I don't take anything too seriously when it comes to doing things like this. Why? Because I can always paint over it. So if I don't love it this time around, I can just slap a layer of set coat on it and go at it again another time. All right, I can see, I'm just kind of looking to see where there hasn't been enough release from foils and going back over those spots. And I'm getting close to done. I can take a second and go run and grab some black glitter and sprinkle it on this surface just so I have a little sparkle, because we have the holographic pink flowers. This foil is called Flower Power. And then let's get in here. Let's make sure I just really want to get everything, some black foil on it, and make sure it's really popping well. I'm really happy with how this is released and showing the details and everything. So here we go. You can see it up a little closer. You can see all the details. I didn't get around his eye, but oh well. I'm not going to sweat that one. Leave it right there for a second. Let me go grab a little black glitter. Hang on. Okie dokie. And see, then I'll throw the extra foil to the side and then I sprinkle. Sort of like I'm seasoning a roast or something to go in the oven. So I'm generously sprinkling this up because I can fold this paper in half and get it all shoved back into the jar it came from. Look how cool that is. Oh, I really like that. Super, super seasonal, very cute. Okay, everybody, I think we have done all we can do now with our seasonal video. Some things are still drying, so they'll be posted in pictures on Facebook. And when I convert this to a YouTube video, I will probably post the pictures in at the end of the video of the final project. So have a great fall holiday. Bye.